welcome to this video. This video I have a dream or two maybe to share with you, and God gave me some dreams recently that I really like. These dreams He's been giving me have been kind of scary. I'm honestly gonna say they've been kind of scary. So I'm like, if you can't handle scary stuff well, I'd recommend watching a different video because it's gonna be more scary. And yes, I just recently took a shower. Literally, I'm filming this pretty much right after I got out of the shower, so that's why my hair looks wet. But I'm just saying, these dreams I have to share with you, I really did have these. Like, I'm not making these dreams up. Like, I don't want anyone thinking I'm making these dreams up. And I really, I'm almost like begging that you stay and listen to these dreams till the end, because these are like really serious. Like, really serious. And it's probably no accident that you clicked on this video. Probably no accident. So I have a couple dreams to share with you, and I really hope that these speak to you, because they've been having me like, oof. Like, I had these dreams that made me like kind of scared. So let's get into it. So these dreams I think I had both of these this week actually. Or they were really close. Like, I just know that these two dreams are pretty close. Like 2, maybe 3 days apart I had these dreams. So these dreams, I'm going to say, I think kind of go together, and I will explain how. So let's start with the first dream I had. So the first dream, I was on a boat. It was more of like, if I had to say, it was like a, I'm trying to think. Hold on, just trying to think. My brain sometimes, it just like disappears on me. Yeah, so the first dream, I'm on a boat, but it's not like a sad, like, like a tiny boat. It's more of like, I would say, like, not a cruise ship, but I would say maybe like I'd say like a fisherman's boat. Like, if you're really into fishing, it was like a fisherman's boat. So I'm on this ship, and I end up at this place. And yes, y'all might think this is a little funny, but God talks to people in unique ways. He just is trying to get your attention. It might seem silly to the person's listening, but to the person that had the dream, this could be really significant to them. So, in the dream, it was like Wonka, like, Charlie and Chocolate Factory. I know, kind of weird, but I've seen that movie quite a few times. I actually really like that movie. And, so anyway, yeah, it was like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So we show up to this island, and we are expecting, Wonka to be there. And we show up, and he's there, but he wasn't there for the reason we thought, because we thought that he was going to be there, and we were going to have, like, it was like the golden ticket thing. No, he's there, and he's like, I'm sorry, but I'm here to tell you I didn't set this up. Like, he's trying to tell me that this whole ticket thing and stuff, he's like, I didn't do it. Like, he doesn't know why we're here and who sent out these tickets. And he's honestly just like, he's being like sincere. Like, he's like, I didn't send these out. I don't know how they got here. And now, me and the other people that came thinking that we were going to get a tour of, like, the chocolate factory, I guess, were wondering why we were here. Like, why the heck are we here? So we just start walking on this island, and this room we're in has gold. And we're starting to look, and we're like, something about this gold doesn't look right. Like, something just looks off. Like, this don't look right. So we start looking at the gold, and we realize this gold is fake. We're like, this gold is not real. Like, it was just like, either like gold paint or just like fake. Like, it wasn't real. It wasn't real gold. And then, if you would have kept walking, it was really dark. Like, it was dark down these holes. So the other people that were with me there was 3 hallways. So the other people that were with me went into these 2 hallways, and I decided to go down the middle hallway by myself, which now I think about it wasn't a good idea. But anyway, I decided to go down the middle hall by myself. And like I said, it was dark down each of these halls, so it probably wasn't the best idea to go by myself, but I did. So I walked down this hall, and I end up in this room that's like, and this room had a fireplace, so this room wasn't completely dark, like I could see. But this room was like almost like cluttered. Like I could see this being like a hoarder's house. Like this room was pretty cluttered. Like there was stuff on the walls, like there was just stuff like everywhere you went pretty much. And in this room, something that stood out to me, there was a gold throne chair. And I'm kind of just like looking, and I'm like, I wonder why that's here. Because like all I know pretty much that most of the stuff I found and wherever I am is like not the real deal. Like it's usually fake. So I'm in this room with the fireplace, and then there's this door where I can see like in this door I can see like a bright light in this door. And out of this bright light comes this guy. And I didn't exactly like know who he was. Like it was kind of confusing. Like I knew who he was, but I didn't know. It was weird. So then I just kind of get like this hit, like this like feeling, like he's like he tries to tell me, but it's like it was almost weird. It was like almost like he couldn't tell me. Like I had to figure it out myself. But I figured out. I was like, oh, you're my guardian angel. I was like, oh, you're my guardian angel. But it was weird because he was like, he wanted me to know that, but it was like almost like he couldn't tell me himself. Like I had to kind of figure it out on my own. So I figured out, and I was like, oh, you're my guardian angel. But I'm going to say he didn't look like an angel. He didn't look like what you would think a guardian angel. It was almost like he was in disguise. He was like in disguise. And he just didn't look like a guardian angel. I'll just say that. He looked like, I guess, like human, I guess. But he didn't look like a guardian angel. And it was like almost like he couldn't tell me. I had to figure that out on my own. And so once I figured out that he was like my guardian angel, he grabs, I'm in this room, and like I said, this room was really cluttered. He grabs some like boards, like it was wooden boards, and he takes them through this gold, like this, the door wasn't exactly gold, it was just like really bright in this room. So I decided to follow him because I don't know where the heck like I am, and I'm like, if my guardian angel's going that way, maybe he's trying to like lead me to the exit, maybe that's the way out. And that's what I'm thinking. I'm just thinking maybe that's the way out. So I follow my guardian angel through this like really bright door, like the doorway, like there's a lot of light. So I follow him, and I end up, I'm in a boat again. It wasn't exactly a boat. If I pronounce this wrong, I'm sorry. I'm not the best at pronouncing sometimes. It wasn't exactly a boat this time, but it was a lagonda, I think they're called. If I pronounce that wrong, sorry. I think they're pronounced lagonda. I don't know what they're called, but if I pronounce that wrong, I'm sorry. It's still a boat, pretty much, just smaller. But this time, now, I cannot verify this. I will say I cannot verify this is what I saw, but this is just what I'm pretty sure I saw. I saw a demon on this boat with me. And this demon was tall. Like if I had to say, he was probably like 12 or 13. Like he was that tall. And he had a really long staff, and he was using his staff to steer the boat. And this staff was almost as tall as him probably. It went to like probably his shoulders. So if I had to guess, it was probably like 10 or 9 feet long, this staff he had. And he was using it to steer the boat. And then in my dream, like I think that I heard this. Now like I said, I can't verify because I started to wake up. But I think I heard my guardian angel like trying to tell me, he's like, you need to get rid of this demon. Like he's like, I've been trying to get rid of this demon, but it hasn't been working. And he's like, this time, he's like, you need to get rid of this demon. And I was seeing the demon, and I didn't know what the demon represents. I don't know. I just saw it, and my guardian angel was just telling me, he's like, you need to get rid of this demon. And that was it. That was the whole dream. Very interesting dream. Very interesting. Yes, I have another dream to share with y'all, which I had this other dream last night, which I really feel like goes with the dream that I just told y'all. And I had these dreams very close, like 2, maybe 3 days apart. Like that's how close I had these dreams. So the second dream I'm going to tell y'all, I really feel like goes with the dream I just told y'all. So in the first dream, like I told you, there was boats. And I was kind of weirded out. Why would I dream about so many boats? So I decided to look up on my phone what boats mean. And like I told you, the first boat I came on was more of like, maybe like kind of like a cruise ship, like a fancier boat. And a fancier boat like that means, like, if I remember correctly, now I might get this wrong just a little bit when I looked it up, but I remember that, like, the boat I came on meant, like, get to know God. Like, get to know God. And I told you the boat, when I woke up, wasn't a normal boat. It was like, I think they're called a gondola. I don't know what they're called, but that boat meant, like, get right with Jesus. It meant, like, get right. The first boat was telling me, like, to know God, and then the boat I leave on was telling me to get right with God. I thought that was, like, really crazy that that's what they would mean. And like I said, I might be wrong. I just remember it meant something to that effect, because it was a little bit ago when I looked it up. So if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. You can Google it for yourself. I knew it meant something to that effect. So, in that dream, what did I get from that dream? I feel like that was honestly just my guardian angel just telling me, he's like, I've been trying to get rid of this demon, but it just, like, keeps coming back. He's like, now it's your turn. You have to get rid of it. It's honestly what I felt like. And like I said, I didn't know what the demon represented. I didn't know if it could have been gluttony, it could have been this or that. I don't know. But I think God gave me my answer. So, after having that dream, I was kind of like, God, can you please tell me, like, what did that demon represent so I can get rid of it? Because, like, if there's anything I'm doing that you don't want, I want it gone, you know? I mean, who wouldn't? If they know they're doing something that God doesn't want, they're going to want it gone. So, I was, like, asking. And then the next day after having that dream, I started, like, worrying really bad, just kind of randomly. Like, it was just really random. And then the next day after that, I was worrying. And I was like, it kind of, like, just, like, hit me. And I was like, I think this is God's way of saying that demon I saw was like, anxiety or, like, worry. And I'm doing much better now. Once I, like, figured that out, it was almost like it went away. Like, I'm doing much better now. So, and I pray that I keep not worrying and having anxiety, and that demon never returns. Amen. So that was that dream. And now I'm going to tell you the second dream I had, which I do think goes with that dream in a way, which I will explain. So I had this dream last night, and this dream's kind of crazy. So I was sitting on the couch, and my mom was also sitting on the couch. My mom was also sitting on the couch, and she had the TV on. And she's watching something on the TV. And I'm like, I asked my mom, I'm like, what is that? What are you watching on the TV? And she's not responding. She is not telling me what she's watching on the TV. And I walk up to the TV, and I literally put my hand on the TV. I literally put my hand on the TV in my dream. And it's almost like I think I asked my mom again, what are you watching on the TV? And still, she doesn't answer me. And it was almost like I was teleported into the TV, if that makes sense. It's almost like I was teleported into the TV. And I'm in the rapture. Like, God is freaking returning. And whatever this video was my mom found or was watching was the rapture. And I'm now in the, I was teleported into the TV, and I was literally in the rapture. And I'm in the rapture, and I'm running away from God. Yes, I'm actually running from God. And the reason I was running from God, because he was returning, and there were earthquakes, and just all these bad things were happening. And I was just like, when God returns, I'm like, he's going to be really angry. Really angry. And I hear people screaming, and I could hear people screaming, and people were like, Lord, Lord. I could hear people saying Lord, Lord. And I remember myself even thinking, I was like, we were not ready. I was thinking to myself, I was 100% sure. I was like, we were not ready. Even myself, which I have even had this where I think I'm ready, if God was to come. And in my dream, I was almost telling myself, I was I wasn't even ready, and I thought I was more prepared than a lot of people. And it made me just feel bad for the people that were less prepared than me, because I see people and I'm like, you're so not prepared for God's return, which I don't know if that's a good thing. Probably something I should work on. But it makes me feel bad when I see people that aren't prepared for God's return. And I feel like I'm more prepared than probably most people, because I know I learned about, I found God at a really young age. And that was a blessing from God. That was truly a blessing that I found God at such a young age. And I'm just saying, in my dream, I was just I was even myself, someone that's fully finished the Bible and done and makes videos like this and so much. There's like, I was even myself telling myself that I wasn't ready. And then, like I said, buildings were like falling because there was like a big earthquake. Because like this is God returning, and people don't say when God returns, there's going to be an earthquake. And there was like an earthquake, buildings were falling, people were screaming, and then there was this dude in my dream that kind of stood out. I don't know who this guy is. Like, he's just like a stranger to me. But I remember this guy, he was like almost screaming out in my dream. He was saying, Lord, Lord, we weren't ready. And so many people were not ready. And there was people running to God because they were asking me, they're like, why aren't you running to God? And I'm like, I'm not running to God because, and this is like honestly like my answer. I was like, I'm not running to God because I know when he first shows up, he's going to be really mad. And everyone was expecting God to be really happy when he first showed up. And I was like, kind of like wanting people to know, I'm like, have you ever read the Bible? When God first shows up, he's here to like judge everyone, and he's going to be angry. And I was running from God because I knew that when he first showed up that he was going to be angry. And I was just like, in my dream, I was like, it was just crazy. I was like running from God because, like I said, I knew that he was going to be angry. But most of the people were running towards God. And I was running from God because I knew that when he first showed up that he was going to be really angry. And I just kind of felt like I should take a little pause here. Just like, so y'all can take a little breather just real quick. And yeah, I was literally running from God because I knew that when God first showed up that he was gonna be angry, not happy. He was gonna be angry. So I'm running from God, and all these buildings are crashing down, and I'm just trying to avoid being hit by these buildings. That's pretty much was the goal. It's just avoid being hit by these buildings. And people were just like thinking I was so dumb from running from God. And I'm like, I'm running because I fear my God. And I'm like, I'm running because I know when he first shows up, he's not going to be happy. And this is just like in my dream. It's like almost like I knew this. I just like almost like it was just like I knew this. I was like, when God calms down, I was like, he's gonna calm down because I was like, God has mercy, he's gonna calm down. And I'm like, he'll come and get me. And he's like, for now, I know when he first gets here, he's gonna be angry. And I'm like, I don't want to be the first person he sees. I'm like, is he gonna be angry? So I was actually like running from God, and I just knew that once he calms down, he would come and get me. Somehow I like knew this, and it was just so scary because so many people were not prepared. So many people, it was horrible. And then I was like sucked out of the TV, or I could see my body out of the TV, and I was back in my living room, and my mom was still sitting on the couch, and I was just like looking at my mom, and I was like, Mom, we need to show this video to everyone. I was like, Mom, I don't know how you found it, but I'm like, Mom, you found the rapture. Like, this is the actual rapture. And it was weird because I knew that the rapture hadn't happened yet. But then somehow my mom had a video of it happening. But in the moment, I knew that it hadn't happened yet. And I was like, Mom, we got to show this video to everyone. So many people, like, I was just like raving on to my mom about how we need to show this video to everyone. This is the actual rapture. This is what's going to happen. And I just like was sad because I could feel like this feeling of just sadness. And I forgot to mention, when I was in the TV, I felt this like horrible scaredness. Like, there's no one's probably been that scared on earth ever. I was just so scared because I knew I had to run from God. And I was like, sorry, God. And I'm like, I'm going to be with you. I'm just waiting for you to calm down first. And from that dream, I saw... Okay, I'm back. My niece just showed up from school, so I think I'm at the end of this video. But yes, that was very serious. I really believe that was the rapture. That was the whole dream. I really hope this speaks to you and you watch the whole video. And I guess bye for now.